Hey everyone, welcome back to Freedom Algo. Sorry, I've been having some issues with the stream software, so I apologize for being a little bit late. Good to see you, Daryl. Good to see you, Project Panic, Jarvis. Good to see everybody here this morning. Let's take a look. Today was a pretty sweet day. I will say most of the setups are not perfect, but there's a decent amount of them. So you could have got some pretty good setups today, some pretty good trades, and a lot better picks than yesterday from what I can tell. Yesterday there were some decent setups that came much later in the day when I was done streaming. But anyway, take a look. If you zoom out, it's basically a really small amount of bars. You can see there's not a lot of price action today. So there's some setups here. It was mostly a range, but we're kind of breaking lower in the range here. So at this point, you have to be concerned about kind of where it's headed. You can see overall this kind of bearish structure. I didn't draw it, but there might be some sort of a... Let's see. There might be some sort of a trend line here. That doesn't fit very well. Maybe from here. There might be a trend line here. We're not really at the level, so I can't say for sure. You know, you can see this one, this swing. We don't have another swing to this side to confirm it, but you can kind of see overall that there is sort of a bearish structure in play here. This swing went a little higher than this one, but after that, we've kind of been going down and breaking out of the bottom of this range. Not too surprising after a day like yesterday. If you zoom out to yesterday, I mean, you can kind of see we came up near the all-time high today, got within like a tick of it. So you can see yesterday we had this big up move, kind of been sideways, and now we're trying to go a little bit lower here. So we'll see what happens. So let's take a look at these setups. So what I saw today was basically the sideways range. There's kind of this downtrend here. There's some little micro trends all within. I had this blue line here as a possible wider trend that was going up as we got into the open this morning. And what basically happened here was we had this little up channel. There's a first entry, second entry short failure there, but you don't want to take a failure there. It's not really where you're looking for a failure. Then there is this move here, and then it comes up, and it does give you this sort of like what looks like a failed breakout. Because at the time, you maybe would have had this drawn like maybe like this, something like that. It does look like a failed breakout, but I don't think you want to short that yet. I think you need like a lower high or something there to confirm, and you just don't get a setup. So I think you have to skip this bearish bar. Now when it comes lower here, you do get a hidden first entry and then a second entry long, but this is also just a triple test off of this level. So if you took that, it does work. It's not perfect. You know, I think a higher low would have been nicer here, but you don't get it. Comes up, and then you get a first entry, second entry short. And we're not always looking for second entry shorts on a range, but if you're looking at it as the short-term uptrend played out and it's right off of this key level, then I think it's a reasonable one. And I took that trade and I liked it, and it ended up being just perfect for a 4-tick scalp. It ends up making one more leg up, and that's why this is yellow too. You don't know for sure that it's not going to make a lower high or one more leg up, and it does. Now, I went back and forth on whether to mark this as a failed breakout. I just think it's risky because you don't have a triple test here. You already could have kind of looked at this as a failed breakout. Now we're going higher, and if you zoom out, at the time, this is what your chart would have looked like. It just looks like bullish structure still in play. So I think you need a lower high here, and you don't get a setup. There's no lower high. It just goes down. And then you get a first entry, second entry long that fails, but you're not looking to take that. You just have to wait here. It makes one more leg down, so you can see one leg, two legs. So if you saw this failed breakout here and you wanted to take that, I think it's reasonable only because you had these triple tests on this level. Now you got a failed breakout, and this looks like a big two-legged correction. So I think if you took that, it's maybe worth the risk. You got room to the EMA. A higher low would be better, but it's all the way over here, and that's not a good setup. But from here, you actually get a first entry, second entry short. I think this was one of the better setups of the day. Probably it is the best setup of the day because it's a first entry, second entry short. It engulfs this bar, but I think you got to wait for this to close. And then you have basically a triple test of that blue line right there. It's right off of these range highs. I just think that that's a really solid setup. It's a big bar. So you're pretty much likely to get follow through there. It tries to pull back on you. So the cool thing with this one is if, let's say you didn't enter it right away, you could have dropped a limit order further back and got a really nice entry there. Runs down, you get a first entry, second entry long, but you're not looking to take a long there. There is a second entry long on this green bar, but it traps everyone. Now the reason I don't like it is because originally I would have had the range low down here. This is where I had it originally. Let me draw it. So at the time, it does look like a failed breakout, but it's the first test of that level, that blue line right there. And I think you need a higher low if you're going to take a failed breakout right there. And you don't get one. So if you took that, you definitely get burned on the trade, stops you out, and then goes there. But you don't. There's no setup in there. There's no short or long right there, in my opinion. You need really like a triple test or something, a higher low or a triple test, and you just don't have one. So then after that, you do get a triple test here. So it comes up, comes back. Now this is a close inside, so you are expecting a new high on this channel. When you get this like third test here and you basically get a triple test with a bullish bar, that's more reasonable. Again, I think it's a little bit dicey. You're not quite to that low yet from this bar. And so it's a little dicey. It's not perfect, but it is a triple test and it does work. And then close outside new high here all in one. And then no setup though. It comes down. There is a new high here, so you do have a first entry, second entry long that's also like a failed breakout of this low, but it's right on the level. So again, it's not perfect. There's a higher low here, but not good enough. It's already moved too far anyway. You just have to sit out of these setups. Also, this gets to close outside new high on this channel, so you can't go long right there. You just got to be patient, and nothing really sets up. So then, let's see. So then this is moving down. This is that trend line I drew. We are bouncing off the low side of it now, so that's interesting. But it looks like it's turning into a kind of a wider channel. But we don't have a confirmation on this side yet. We need a third swing to really confirm. So still waiting to see if we get one of those. I would be interested in possibly a second entry short, but we need to come off of one of these key areas, and I just don't see that yet. Originally, I put this line on here just to mark this low, but that doesn't appear to really be anything significant. So at this point, that's our range. We can show a measured move of the range. So this thing would be my target to the downside if we come down. Lines up pretty close to some of that consolidation zone from yesterday. So possibly. So right now we have a first entry short here. You got to be patient to take a second entry short, and we do have to draw a short-term uptrend. Something like that. So if you're here, smash up the likes. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Good to have everyone here. Good to have everyone here. Hope you're having a good week. Today, I think, was a better trading day than yesterday. Yesterday, I had no trades, so that's how that went. But today, I had some nice ones, so that's good. Basically, these were my favorite setups today. These shorts off the highs of the range, which is what you look for on a range day. All right, if you got questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. And just remember that tomorrow we have our call at 10 a.m. Pacific. So if you are not a member of the paid community, you can't join that. But if you are a member of the paid community, you can go here. It's in the link tree. It's also in the description. You can join the community. It's $99 a month. And then once you're in, you'll be able to see that tomorrow we have our call scheduled here. And the details are in that calendar. You just click on it and you get the details. Full course is in here. Everything is in here that I do. All the screenshots of the chart. Everything is in there. The real-time like chart updates that we do throughout the session. Q&A. Everything is included in there. So there's all the details to be found there. So anyway, if you have questions on it, you can put them in the chat too. Happy to answer pretty much whatever. All right, and then I just got to check something real fast. All right, so we do have a first entry short here. Close outside. Still expect a new high to be made on this channel here, so we got to be patient. Let me know in the chat how your trading day went. Did you find some good setups? What did you think overall of today? It was a good range day. It is turning into a trend now, but it was a nice range day for a while. So now we just got to wait and see if this really does become a solid downtrend, which could be a pretty decent thing if it does. All right, let's see. Good, John. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. That's awesome. Oh, got it. Yeah, you were looking for that extra confirmation. Yeah, I mean, Daryl, that's the thing today. And I will say, good eye, because every one of these trades was a yellow besides this one red. So, and even this red, it's like, obviously a lower high would have been nicer here to have. It just didn't really pan out that way. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, every one of these yellows would have been better with a higher low or lower high. And that's just kind of how it was today. This red one, though, I think was a pretty nice one. You know, but you always have that risk of close outside new high. You always have the risk of one more leg if you don't have two legs to a new high. So there is that aspect. So I do understand. Even though it's a red arrow, it's not like the most perfect of perfect. You know, it's like an A setup instead of an A plus kind of thing. So I understand. And that's okay. Yeah, great, Trevor. Good to hear it. Good to hear it. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see if we get another leg and possibly a second entry short, but we'll see. Let's see. Well, there's not a lot more to cover yet. It's very slow. So if you zoom out and just look, there's just not a lot of bars today. Like, I don't know how many we have right now. Let's see. 161. Yeah, it's very low volume. Very low volume. So we might end up having a little bit of a shorter stream today. Just depends on what transpires here. But just how it is. It's how it is right now. And then tomorrow's stream will be at the same time, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. But remember, Thursday and Friday will be at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So just, that's all in the that's all on the calendar in the school community. But just for the people that aren't members right now, I just wanted to let you know, just in case you didn't know. I wonder if YouTube's ever going to implement some kind of like a... I don't think they have it, but it would be cool if they had like a stream calendar where I could like put it on like the same way that I do my calendar on school. It'd be cool if I could do that on YouTube, if I could do just like a stream calendar type of thing, because I don't want to create like a ton of streams scheduled because it just looks weird on the channel. So I always just create the new one scheduled after the current one ends. But it would be cool if that was a possibility. I just don't think that it's a thing though. Maybe they'll come out with that feature in the future. We'll see. We'll see. Checking right now to see if they have anything like that yet. I was wondering, because I feel like it'd be cool if they did that on like the, I guess I could do it as a community post, but no one looks at those, I feel like. Just Acoustic. Howdy. Good to see you. I play my instruments all acoustic as well. That's why I play the handpan and it's all acoustic. If you haven't done so already, please smash up the like button. Definitely subscribe. Slow week right now with the price action, so it's not surprising that there's not a lot of people on stream. That's just how it is sometimes. Price action's been pretty slow, but there was a lot of good setups today, as you can see when you zoom out. Pretty decent overall. Pretty decent. And that's what I said earlier in the session to the paid community. I said, like, sometimes on a range day you can get a lot more opportunities, and that's kind of what we saw. Yeah, unfortunately, this has gone too far. Probably not going to get a second entry there. Yeah, for sure. I like to do these streams, answer people's questions, show you how I look at the market, talk through it. I was looking for a second entry short here, but we're not going to really get one. We're making basically a new low here, so we just got to sit tight. And that's the kind of the name of the game right now. The last setup was over here, which was 809. So it's been a little while since there's been a really good setup. Just slow volume here. So that's how it is. But hopefully there'll be some more price action to analyze tomorrow, because today's definitely a little bit... It's getting a little slow right now. I forgot to check to see if we have any big data releases this week. Let me take a look. Nothing tomorrow. Okay, there's some stuff. There's some early morning stuff on Thursday, it looks like, and on Friday. So that might do a little bit of market moving stuff, maybe. But right now it's a little slow. There's a bunch of meetings later on today. I don't know if they're going to do anything. I think Powell is speaking, which that can always cause some funky stuff, but you never know what they're going to say. You can't really like trade based on it, but unless it's like an actual like FOMC meeting. But if it's just like Powell speaking, you don't know if he's going to say anything that does anything to the market. You don't really know. But it's worth being aware of in case you start seeing some extreme volatility rolling in. But let's see. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and it's... Yeah, it's there. Like, I see it. But here, let me go to it real quick. Let me look at the speech. Yeah, and it's an economic... I think it's an economic outlook speech. So it might do something, it might not. It's one of those things that you don't know for sure. You don't know for sure. Because it's not like related... It's not really related to like a rate decision. So it doesn't really do anything. He might just say something that leads to a little bit of volatility. So you might see some movement when he starts talking, but... Or if he says something weird. But honestly, I don't think it's not the most significant thing. there's some pre-market news releases tomorrow, or Thursday and Friday. So those will be a little bit more significant. I stay out of trades during those. They're like an hour before the open. But there's a new low. So now we got to reset the counts. Trying to see if there's a secondary channel that fits in here. I mean, maybe. Can maybe argue. I'm going to draw a few channels here and just see if any of these are looking decent. Just give me a second. That's kind of... I mean, it's not great, but there is like this. If you draw from this high, it does look a little steeper there. And that does sort of fit the midline. It kind of misses it there, though. So I don't love the way that that's fitting. You know, it's kind of funky. But it's sometimes worth being aware of the possibility of like a channel like this, because if we get like a second entry right off the level in the EMA, it might be worth evaluating it. So sometimes I'll draw these channels, like the smaller channel within the bigger channel, just to see if it's going to play out that way. But either way, we don't really have much confirmation on this side or this side yet. We still need a third swing, I think, for both of those to really give me some sort of confidence in it. This one is looking way less likely, this little shorter channel that I drew. I think it's looking a lot less likely, but we'll draw it there just in case. I always say, don't argue with the market. So it's worth having this here as a possibility. Don't argue with it. Don't go, oh, I don't think it's going to happen, so you don't draw it. You want to just draw it just in case. Even if you think it's more likely that the wider one is in play, it's still worth putting there as a possibility, and we'll just delete it if it ends up just busting straight through and doesn't give us the third swing. So that's kind of how I look at that. All right, let's see. I mean, this thing could just keep grinding. Yeah, it looks, you know, it looks like it might make another new low here. We'll see. All right, let's see. Does anybody have any questions? If you do, drop them in the chat. Anything that you want to talk about, go ahead and drop it in the chat now. Nope, sorry if you heard my dog barking. I don't know what he's barking about. Yeah, so this tick counter that I got set up, it's part of a toolbar that is that I built. So that's what this toolbar is up here. It's part of a toolkit and toolbar and like suite of tools that I built for NinjaTrader. And it's actually it's recent that I built this. So I'm actually going to be launching this soon. It's not available to the public yet, but you get it by joining my paid school community. And it's going to be releasing in the next couple of weeks. I just recently became a NinjaTrader partner to be able to release it. But I'm working on the last bit of the code, and then I'm going to release it. But anyway, you just join this, and it's going to be releasing in the coming weeks. And you just get it included with your membership. That's how that'll work. So it's not quite available yet, but that's what it is. So it will be available soon. Um, it's built for the desktop app. I don't know. I've never even tried to use the web-based version. I literally don't even know much about it. But it's built to be used with the desktop app. Why would you use the web-based version? Just out of curiosity, because the desktop app is, I think, far superior. Oh, you have a Mac. Yeah, I'm not sure how custom tools and all that stuff work on NinjaTrader web. I don't actually know because I haven't tested it. So maybe you can let me know when you're using the web-based version, isn't it limited to whatever's built into it? I don't know if you can add tools to it. I doubt you could. The reason I say that is because usually when you add a tool to it, you do it by actually adding a file to your computer. It's like you import a file. It's what's called a NinjaScript add-on. And so I don't see how that would work with the web version. I don't think it would. But I might be wrong. But let me know. Have you ever used a custom toolkit thing? I can look it up on my other screen. Give me a second. Yeah, I think it's different. I think it uses JavaScript or something. I think that's different. Let me see. Yeah, they're written in JavaScript. So it's actually different. So no, this will not be set up for the web version because that's a different code because it's all JavaScript, and that's not the way that my code is built. It's not built in JavaScript. Because I believe because NinjaTrader code is C#. So all the code that I have is in the C# language for the stuff I built. It's not in JavaScript. Yeah, no problem, no problem. I think you'll have a hard time probably finding this sort of thing. I mean, like, there's other tick counters, but one thing that you can do is it won't look like this, but you probably already know this, but there is a NinjaTrader built-in tick counter. Yeah, I mean, that's like, my take is like, if you're going to trade and be serious about it, you're probably best off just having a PC, you know, having a Windows machine. So this is breaking through the bottom here. So I'm going to expand this out and see if it fits. We did make the measured move of the range. So I expanded this out as a possibility. The midline still fits in there, so it's probably fine. But there we go. You can get like PCs that can run NinjaTrader, like Windows laptops, for pretty cheap. You can get like refurbished ThinkPads that can run it. Like, there's a lot of possibilities. I have a whole section of it on my course that talks about it. All right, I think I'm going to wrap up here. Does anybody have any other questions? If I don't see any more questions come in, I'll probably wrap up here because price action, the ATR is pretty low right now. It is moving, but it's just price action is we got low ATR, taking a long time for these candles to print. It's going to take forever for a setup to the short side to even set up here, I think. So I don't want to just hang out. Yeah, I use a ThinkPad. That's what I use. Cool. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for hopping on today. I'll get the stream scheduled for tomorrow, and I'll see you all then. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have an awesome rest of the day, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow.